Hello, and welcome to the Poetry Pea. Today we've got a real treat. We're joined by the wonderful Canadian poet Allison Douglas Tourner, reading from her haunting and beautiful collection, Sticks and Bones. It feels a bit like a visit, really, a wander through memories and old stories as Allison takes us into those shadowy places where myth meets childhood, where the woods are full of echoes and half-remembered fears. We'll chat about our favourite childhood books. And it got me thinking, what about you? What were the books that shaped your childhood? The ones that frightened you a little, or maybe made you fall in love with words for the first time? And I'm starting to think we should have a writing topic just on that. Poems inspired by childhood books and memories, and the stories that still stay with us. Perhaps write some haiku and senryu just for children. But first, a bit of breaking news. If you're not already on the Poetry Pea mailing list, do sign up because the Poetry Pea Anthology is about to be published. Ta-da! And I have a feeling it's going to be the perfect Christmas gift for the poetry lovers in your life. You truly won't want to miss it. Right. Let's go and visit with Allison and step into her world, the world of sticks and bones. Today we're off to Canada in the company of Allison Douglas Tourner. Regulars will know Allison as she has been a judge for us on Journal 322. So way back in 2022, imagine. It was a submission period when you wrote any haiku or senryu that took your fancy, you freestyled. And Allison chose this poem by Amanda Bell as her nomination. Turquoise lagoon, the sandy bottom becomes a flatfish. Turquoise lagoon, the sandy bottom becomes a flatfish. Of course, we've all heard her poetry on the podcast too, and read it in many of our journals, but today Allison has come along to read to us from her book of haiku and senryu called Sticks and Bones. Allison, welcome to Pea Towers again. I'm very much looking forward to hearing you read to us from this book, which obviously I've read. But before we get to it, we didn't get a chance last time to know about you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what inspired this book.
Well, as you know, I write haiku and I love poetry. I live on Vancouver Island and I've lived here most of my life. So there's so many, it's such a beautiful part of the world. Beaches and meadows, the ocean, the rainforest. And when I was a kid, my dad built us a cabin out in the rainforest. And so, yeah, I have so many wonderful memories of that time. There was no electricity or, anything like that. We carried water in a bucket and we gathered oysters on the beach. And yeah, and those memories are, especially the small ones, seem to be so strong still.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so anyway, this book is an attempt to recapture some of those memories and some of the later ones as well. There's meaningful memories, moments from my life.
It's
Um,
it's wonderful, and it's got a lovely picture which we will see momentarily with a super picture of a raven on it. And I think they have a special role to play. Or am I getting that wrong?
no, I could tell you the story of how I chose the titles to
Oh,
the book
do.
Sticks and
Yes.
Bones.
Yes,
Uh,
please.
yeah, I was out walking one day and I came upon a tree that had a big pile of branches at the bottom, and they were all the same length, and almost as though they'd been pruned. And I looked up, and here was a raven in the top of the tree harvesting sticks for his or her nest. And that became a haiku. And later on, I chose that haiku for my title. I liked the idea of the sticks and bones being the raven's building blocks. And I thought, well, that's what I'm doing. I'm building something. I'm building a book of memories from my life. So I chose Sticks and Bones.
It's lovely. It's a lovely book. It's very well put together. I love the quality of it.
Oh, thank
Um,
you.
I've enjoyed reading it, as you know, and I'd like to hear you read from it too. So, shall we get right to it? And perhaps, Alison, you could start with a poem that Poetry Pea featured in Journal 322, which I think is a great example of what you set out to do in this book, to give us a collection of moments from the life of the poet, from your life.
Acorns and Heffalumps, the little red book that opens to my childhood. Acorns and Heffalumps, the little red book that opens to my childhood.
So, Alison, what was it that captured your attention in this little red book that left you with such special memories?
Well, the copy of, we had an old dog-eared copy of House Set Pooh Corner that belonged to my mom and all her siblings and my
Oh,
older brothers. It had no cover, it was falling apart.
oh,
And
wonderful.
it had the old shepherd black and white drawings, the pen and ink drawings. And so that's how I picture Pooh and Piglet and
Oh,
Hundred Acre Wood. And I loved all the creatures and the wood, but especially Winnie the Pooh. Yeah, I loved everything about him. I loved his portly little body. I loved how he wandered through the woods, wondering about life and making up little songs and um, writing little poems. I loved his silly plans that mostly involved um, obtaining more honey, that they always seemed to go awry, which which I thought was fun. And I loved his kindness. He was a really good friend. And he may have been a bear of very little brain, but he was full of heart. And I felt he was a friend to me, I think.
I think you could well be right. And two things struck me. One is, can you imagine if that copy had been in pristine condition, how much that book would be worth now?
Yeah.
You know, I
Yes, because it might have been a first edition. I don't
can you,
know.
oh my goodness, can you imagine? But that, do you know what? At the end of the day, I think what's more important is that it's clearly a book that you all loved and cherished all the way through. And
Yes, yes, certainly was. And I loved it just as much when I grew up.
it's, I, I can
I mean,
really,
maybe that's one reason why it's so popular because parents enjoy reading it to their kids.
oh, absolutely. And it got me thinking when I read this originally the first time round. I mean, it's one of my Pooh is one of my favorites too. I mean, there's just no question. But the other one, the one that really got me reading, would have been Beatrix Potter and the Peter Rabbit, or her series of stories, starting in my case with Peter Rabbit. I just love those, and
Oh,
I can
yeah.
read them today, sit down and read them, and they bring back such wonderful memories.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
just so lucky that we have those.
Yeah. If you need a little comfort in your life, that'll do it.
Oh, you're not kidding. You are not kidding. So, Alison, please, our next poem.
Backhouse path, every snapping twig a Sasquatch. Backhouse path, every snapping twig a Sasquatch.
I didn't know what a Sasquatch. I've had to practice that. Sasquatch. is. Alison, tell us what it is, would you?
Well, to me, it was a creature from a nightmare, really. I mean, a huge, powerful, ape-like, hairy man, 10 to 15 feet tall, with red glowing eyes and an angry disposition.
Is the
And
is the Sasquatch then a Canadian or maybe an American continental mythical figure? Something to
yes,
scare you kids with.
yeah, most people would think of it as a mythical creature. And I think some people actually think of it as a supernatural being.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, and a lot of people think it's just a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are reports. Some people give reports of and claim to have had encounters with the Sasquatch out in the rainforest. So, in
Ooh.
fact, I know one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's she says she's positive. So I don't know. It's
Mm,
but anyway, to me, he was real. And when I had to go to the back house in the middle of the night,
hmm.
it was kind of scary going by myself.
So was this the back house? Now, was this at the place that your father built in the rainforest? Are you
Yes,
taking us
yeah,
back to there?
yes, out in the
Oh,
cabin.
oh. So this is way going way back to your childhood then, this memory.
Yes, I would have been about maybe 8 or 9. I remember really clearly being quite frightened of that. My bare feet on the path, and every little snap would. I was very hyper vigilant.
I know, well, I can well imagine it. I think having an imagination is great, but for those of us who've got sort of a hyper, I don't know if this describes you, Alison. This certainly describes me. Hyper sort of imagination. Things like that as in my childhood, and still sometimes today, I can't watch horror films. They used to terrify me, absolutely terrify me.
Yeah,
So, oh, yeah, I'm glad I
this.
didn't have your Sasquatch round my parts. Thank you very much.
Maybe you had something else.
Oh, we did. We had the
Did you have a
banshees.
ghost in the house or
We
something?
oh, always do you know, I can remember as a small child, um, there was definitely to me there was definitely a ghost in the house. And I don't know what your routine was, but my mother used to put me to bed of an afternoon. I'm guessing it's because she had my brother as a little baby, and so it was handy to have one of us in bed while she dealt with the other one. But anyway, either way, she'd put me to bed, and I was absolutely terrified because I had convinced myself, a bit like you in the snapping twigs, that if I poked my head out over the sort of duvet, that the ghost was going to come and get me. Oh,
Oh, oh
terrified of it,
no.
terrified of it. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm with you on that one, absolutely. But it's a lovely. It just sums up those childhood nightmares, really, doesn't it? Back health path, every
Yes.
snapping twig, a Sasquatch. Ugh. Um, Beautiful piece of work, thank you. And just so people know, I queried with you what the Sasquatch was beforehand, and you very kindly sent me a link. So if people want to go to the show notes, they can have a look and get an impression of what it's like.
Oh, that's
Anyway,
great.
yeah, thanks for that, Alison. Now we can all be scared too. Cheers. Okay, so staying possibly with the dark side, let's carry on.
Crack in the stone, an ancient monster revealed. Crack in the stone, an ancient monster revealed.
Okay, tell us more. Tell us more about this ancient monster. Are we still going back to the Sasquatch times?
No, this is a recent one.
Oh,
A friend was had recently purchased a book about fossils, and I was thinking about fossils and how you crack a stone open, and inside you never know what you'll find.
yeah.
And then shortly after that, I ran into an acquaintance that I hadn't seen in years,
Mhm.
and we were talking, and just all of a sudden, the whole energy changed, and it seemed like an old grievance had just surfaced, and or that had been just slightly under the surface before that.
Oh,
And I guess those two things went together um, to go into this haiku.
how fabulous. I mean, not fabulous, obviously, because it sounds like it might have been a little bit awkward, but
Oh, it was all right. It got resolved.
these things happen, as
But
they
it was,
say.
yeah, these things happen. Things appear from the past. You never know what.
Ooh, that's why do you think I live in Switzerland and most of my past is in the UK? Okay, moving on. Okay.
Well, now I know. So, going on, abandoned farmhouse, scent of blossoms in the mist. Abandoned farmhouse, scent of blossoms in the mist.
There's still quite an eerie feeling about this poem. Not as dark as the others, but quite
Mm.
eerie, I think. And I love the idea of the scent of blossoms in the mist. And now two that I think go very well together.
All day rain. I eat mashed potatoes cold from the fridge. All day rain. I eat mashed potatoes cold from the fridge. And Valentine's Day, I share a tin of sardines with the cat. Valentine's Day, I share a tin of sardines with the cat.
I think there's a sort of there's an underlying humor to both of those, I think, but also also it's quite sad eating mashed potatoes cold from the fridge.
Yes.
Personally, I love mashed potatoes cold from the fridge, but I could see why it would be quite sad as well. Tell us about them.
Oh, well, we have a rainy season here.
Hmm.
Usually November is just one day of rain after another.
Oh,
And it can get you down a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I had it was one of those down days. I was on my own at home too, and I just, yeah, I thought, okay, there's mashed potatoes in the fridge, and it was a cold, wet day,
Okay.
inside and out.
Well, I'm with you. November here is not nice either, I have to say. And then again, Valentine's Day, I share a tin of sardines with a cat. What a wonderful, what a wonderful little idea. Really,
Oh,
really
oh,
lovely.
we had a lovely time.
Bless, just the two of you. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Now the next few, to me, were a bit of a change of mood.
The gentle touch of sunlight on stone, a tiny pair of shoes. The gentle touch of sunlight on stone, a tiny pair of shoes. Celebration of life, a scattering of cosmos seeds. Celebration of life, a scattering of cosmos seeds. Nuthatch at the window. I find myself smiling. Nuthatch at the window. I find myself smiling.
You can't help it though, can you, when you read that one? It's absolutely lovely.
Oh, thank you.
So I thought that was going to be a really good place to stop because when you hear that poem, Nuthatch at the window, I find myself smiling. You can't help but put a smile on your face when you hear it and you read it. But you mentioned that one of your poems was the oh, what's the word? Inspiration, was the inspiration for the book title. But we didn't have it on our list to read, and we really have to put that right. So, Alison, can you read the inspiring poem for us, please?
I'd be happy to.
Thank you.
Sticks and bones, Raven's building pile. Sticks and bones, Raven's building pile.
Thank you. Now that is the right place to stop, probably. So thank you very much for that. And tell us, have you got any more big projects? Because this is a big project putting together a book. Have you got any more on your plate at the moment?
Nothing really big, but I do have another reading coming up on Halloween
Oh,
for Planet Earth poetry.
okay.
I can give you if anyone's interested, because it's going to be on YouTube afterwards
Ah,
as well. So,
okay.
and I'll read some of my spookier poems.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a featured poet for for that reading.
So that's your next big project. But no books planned yet.
Well, I have a lot of haiku piling up that, I have enough to do another book
Mm-hmm.
or two, maybe. But
Ooh,
um, I'm busy trying to market this one right at the moment,
oh, that's fair enough.
getting the
Yeah.
word out. It's all new territory too. I've never done that before,
Well, this is
and
true
it's
because
a lot
it's
of work getting the
yeah,
word out.
it's not enough to write these days. You've got to tell
No,
people about it. And
yeah.
I'm so pleased you came along, and it took me ages. I know I'm so sorry about that to get you on the podcast. But
Oh,
what
I
it
really appreciate it, Patricia. It's really nice to be here across the miles, thousands of miles apart, but it doesn't feel like it.
you mentioned marketing the book, and what we haven't actually said so far is how people can buy it. Perhaps you could tell them, but if people worry about noting it down, don't, because the information will be in the show notes. But please tell us, where can people buy the book?
I think it's best if people go to the publisher's website
Okay.
at www.ynwp.ca
Mm-hmm.
and slash books slash sticks and stones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, or I'm sending a link to you that I
Yeah.
think, yeah, so that
I've got
people
the
can
link, so
just
they'll
do that.
definitely be in the show
Um,
notes.
but they have a bookshop on site, and they ship internationally. So
Oh,
I
that's
think it's a
good.
good place to go. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like I said, it's a lovely book. It's you've who've been looking at the slides will have seen that lovely front cover of the book, which is a real treat. And I don't, is it a photo, Alison, or is it a drawing? It's hard to tell.
It's actually a photo. It's
Oh,
a woman in Vancouver that takes the most amazing bird pictures. She loves ravens and crows, and she was recently in the UK, I think, photographing puffins.
oh,
And she
do you know?
sends out a wonderful newsletter, Patricia, that tells
Okay,
you
tell
all
you what.
about what's happening with the neighborhood crows, and they all have names and families.
You
It's really fun.
should probably send that link to me as well. But
Okay, I will. Yes, her name's
um,
June Hunter. She's wonderful.
lovely. That would be great, and I'll put that in so if people want to know what's going on in the world of crows around your way, they can they can find out. But I was over in the UK, I think it was this year, and went to when the puffins just arrived, just as they arrived in the UK, because I believe they migrate. And I was very early days, but it was so exciting to see them on the crags and cliff tops. So,
Oh,
you know, hopefully she's got some pictures on her website too, so I can maybe catch up with what she managed to take. Thank you so much, Alison, for coming along, for spending some time with us today, and for reading those lovely poems to us. And if people want to read more, because the book is full of lovely poems, you know where to go, or you will do if you check the show notes. Thank you, Alison.
thank you, Patricia. It's been fun.